If you've learned a lot of Torah, al tachazik tova la'atzmacha. Don't keep the good for yourself. You were created to spread God's good, God's Torah. We were created to spread, to propagate God's word across the world, but first and foremost to our own people. I am privileged to present this award to Shir and Clive Lipschitz, who in their own lives take the good that they have and share it with others as well. And of course I take...
It was about 12 years ago that we first got exposed to Esher Torah. We were invited as a relatively newly married couple to Rabbi Erwin Katzov's home, and he taught us a little bit about what Esher Torah was about. Several years after that, we attended our first Partners Conference in Connecticut, and that was a really tremendous experience for us. You know, there are many aspects of Am Yisrael that are important to us, and at that Shabbaton, we saw that Esher Torah is really active in all of these. Besides for Kiruv, which obviously is critical and is the subject matter of today's experience, Esher Torah also has student activism programs. It has a Hesder Yeshiva in Israel, many other activities. Over the years, we've encouraged our friends to get involved in some way with Esher Torah, and in fact we're today very proud and very glad to have so many people here sharing this message with us.
In Kiruv today. There's Kiruv Rechokim and there's Kiruv Krovim. And the idea originally was to inspire 13-year-olds who already have Shabbos, but they don't yet have the Friday night Tish, and they're really too old for the Shabbat groups. How can we inspire them? Somehow the Baruch Havs managed to take this idea and Efshar L'Kaim Shneya. They took 13 to 14-year-olds and they infused them with confidence about their own Shabbat observance and transformed that into this famous event that we call Project Shabbat.
Project Shabbat was a program that came to me once I saw a film from Project Inspire called Wiping a Tear. I said, let's bring packages to the mall. The mall is 5 minutes from the school. We'll take the 8th graders. My English principal, Mrs. Rubin, said, I have the perfect parent that can join you. Mrs. Dina Levy, she's going to love this. We decided that we were going to go with the student council the first week, and we walked around trying to figure out who's Israeli, who's not Israeli, where their accents from. And we were fortunate to meet Noam, who he knew every single Israeli. He directed us around. We made a list. And that's what we did every week. On Thursday, we make 16 challahs, 16 kugels, 8 potato, 8 noodle kugels. And on Friday, we go to the mall and we deliver it and we post the pictures up on the board. And it's been like wildfire. The kids love it. They are excited about it, whether it be the making it, the delivering it. One of the Israelis is in touch with me. He had his tefillin checked for the first time since his bar mitzvah. He's 30 years old. He wanted to get his tefillin checked. Just this past Friday, one of the Israelis moved to a new apartment and she said, can you please pick up 3 mezuzahs for me? So I want to thank Project Inspire for inspiring me to inspire my students who've inspired others. Thank you.
The Sephorno somewhat qualifies and defines that statement. Don't rely on prophets to bring Judaism to you, but something less than prophets is necessary. In our community, we have, I wouldn't necessarily call them prophets, but visionaries, but people who are able to bring heaven to earth. It's a great honor to be part of this program. Project Inspire, what a name for a couple that always inspires us. So we present this to you, the Kavod, with great honor, the Avad Yisrael Award presented to Dina and Mark Levy. Mazel tov.
This week we got to the mall. We found one Israeli who was very helpful. His name was Noah. He wrote down where all the Israeli kiosks were so we would know for next week. And they just couldn't believe that every single week we were there. And then on Sukkot, we invited them to our sukkah. And we invited them for 6 o'clock. Finally, at 9 o'clock at night, we were finished eating. We were sitting there, and 6 of them came out of a van. I felt like crying. It was beautiful. They loved it. They loved being in the sukkah. They were telling us stories about their childhood. Some of the guys went to yeshivot in Israel. He said, I was like you. I wore a kippah, I wore tzitzit, you know. And some of them came from totally chiloni, you know, non-religious homes, had never had a Friday night meal. We had 7 Israelis at our table for dinner, and I asked the girl if she wanted to come light candles, and she said, I don't know how, I never did before. One Friday night in December, which was especially special, we made believe Shabbat started at 10 o'clock at night because that's when they finished work every night. And we invited all 40 of them, and 6 of them shockingly said, we can't come because we don't drive on Shabbat. And I said, well, you'll come Friday afternoon. So we had Mrs. Barachav, her husband and 6 children for Shabbat, and we had these 6 Israelis who wouldn't drive, and we all had a regular Shabbos meal. And then when it was over at about 8, 9 o'clock, we reset the table, and at 10 o'clock at night, cars just kept coming. We had 40 Israelis in our living room, dining room, den, all over.
I want to say very special thanks for everybody that took a part in this project, because you really are the pure and the honest way of giving, that this is something that is I don't know how to explain it and how to say thank you. It's something unique. Nobody get what we get. And I want to say thank you very much.
I'm here because Dina and Jordana, because she's a great person. It's very great Shabbos. It's good food, good dessert, and a good time.
I want to say for everybody, you need to come for them to Shabbat to feel what is actual Shabbat.
So you know what? I'm in. This is what they do for a living. They walk around and inspire us, all of us. Because guess what? Whether we're black, white, middle, center, it's all Narishkeit. All the denominations we make for ourselves are just to make ourselves feel better. We're all one family. No matter our back, we're all one family. We're one people, brothers and sisters. But to see how great we can be, and to see how great each and every one of us can be, is what Inspire does for a living.
He says, do you know what's going on out there? We are losing just about 100,000 Jews a year. 100,000 Jews a year to assimilation, to intermarriage. 100,000 Jews a year? In 40 years, that's 4 million Jews. What our goal is today, my message to you today is very, very simple. You can get involved in any way that you like. Don't walk away from here without something, some idea to try to save 4 million Jews. That is basically the concept.
Oh, Oceanique,